Hi, my name is Amy McMillan. I'm a student at JTech in the Automotive Technology program. We're going to be explaining differentials and the three different axles: a semi-floating axle, a full floating axle, and a 3/4 floating axle. This is a full floating axle. Normally there'd be a differential cover on it, but someone's already taken it off. This kind of axle is preferred in high torque, high load applications as a result of their strength. It's usually in 3/4 ton or larger pickups. The wheel hub assemble that's separate from the axle shaft. Spindle is bottled to the axle tube and supports the wheel hub by means of a pair of wheel bearings. Right there. To remove a full floating axle, you got to remove the soft metal beveled washers, often surrounding the studs holding the axle to the hub. You remove by striking the outside of the axle flange with a brass hammer. When the axle is removed, the lock nut that holds the brake drum can be removed as well. As you lift off the drum, you catch the outer bearing so it doesn't fall on the ground. And then you can install a new inner bearing seal and reinstall the hub and the drum. This right here is a 3/4 floating axle. On this one, the differential cover is still on there, so you would have to remove that. The bearings are located inside the housing, unlike the full floating, which is located on the outside. This design can be found on passenger cars and light trucks. This is a semi-floating axle. This is found in light-duty pickups, because it's lighter and cheaper to manufacture. A semi-floating axle is subjected to torsional and shear stress, while a full-floating axle shaft is only subjected to a torsional load. To remove a semi-floating axle, you want to first remove this differential cover and drain. You'll then see a cross-threaded pin that you unscrew. You may have to spin gears to see it. Then you want to push the large pin that the cross pin is held in place, but don't spin the gears anymore or the spider gears will fall out. You want to gently push the axles in, and a C-clip should drop off each end. Now you can remove the axle shafts straight out. Pry out the seal, remove the bearings, clean the area, and install the new bearings. And then you want to refill with the correct fluid. A differential operates in an interesting way. The drive pinion drives the ring gear, which is attached to the differential case. When going straight ahead, the differential housing and its components rotate as an assembly. The power is then transferred equally to both the wheels. Now, when turning a corner, the wheels must travel at different speeds to prevent tire scrubbing. The differential pinion gears walk around the slower side gear, and cause the other side gear to turn faster. The percentage of speed that's removed from one wheel is given to the other. In order to know if a rear axle service is needed, basically it's when an axle bearing is noisy, when it's broken, bent, or damaged, or when an axle seal is leaking. The rear axles must be removed to allow removal and repair of the differential assembly.